this mixed bag,
Yes.
the learned judge is really underscoring the heterogeneity of the
Exactly, exactly.
Then in the latter part he says, but as a large backward group,
That's correct.
deserving of societal compassion.
Correct. Now, this is quoted by Justice Hegde and comes to the conclusion that it forms a class. Now, kindly have a look at that.
The way of doing it is that not to deny that they form a class, but they form a class for the purpose of Article 341.
That's right. That's right. Absolutely.
So they may be a class for certain purposes, they may not be a class for all purposes.
That's correct.
Basically what you said in Reservation.
There is a level of, what should I say, discrimination which runs through this entire list. But their vocations may be different, their historical, the way they were treated may be different. There may be so many differences. The numbers may be different. The extent of discrimination also may be different. Level of discrimination may be different. For example, what we are dealing with are Majbi Sikhs and Dalit Sikhs. Now, do you know what the origin of this is? The origin of this, what is the origin of Majbi Sikhs? Guru Tegh Bahadur, his body was mutilated. And he brought that body to Guru Gobind Singh. And he was a chamar. The person who brought that body was a chamar. So Guru Gobind Singh took him in his fold. And therefore the chamars became part of the Sikh community. Now what has that got to do with this list? That's the historical context. Yes, Mazhabi means faithful.
There is also an entry with regard to chamars.
Yes.
In Punjab.
That's right. And that's why, Mullahs, your lordships find that the 32% of the population of Punjab,
It's very completely.
32% of the population is Dalits. More than any other state in this country. Sweeper. He was a Chuda. He was a sweeper.
Pishti.
Whatever.
He was a Pishti. One who, yes, whatever. He was
Water.
a Pishti.
There are others also. In the list also there are lots of, anyway.
That happened, my lord, near Chandni Chowk. The incident.
Yes, of course.
Uh,
I'm quite familiar with it.
which is that? Gurdwara is there.
And then he says in para 24, the learned judge, according to Justice Krishna Iyer, though there are no castes, races, groups, tribes, communities, or parts thereof in Hinduism, the president on investigation, having found some of the communities within the amalgam as being lowliest and in need of massive state aid, including them in one class called the scheduled caste. The secretary thereof is that the scheduled castes are one class for the purposes of the Constitution. One has nothing. That conclusion is ex facie wrong.
Prima facie, that observation that it amounts to tinkering with the present list in the presidential order, that doesn't appear to be, because
Absolutely.
they don't say that if you remove comma or
Absolutely.
Nor are they saying that this particular caste is a synonym of whatever is a designated caste. That include therefore this caste. Not is the state of Punjab arguing it, that though these castes have been not designated, these particular castes are also are synonyms or belong to the same. That you can't do. That even we can't do as
Exactly.
beyond the power.
Exactly. Now, if you read 341 with me, Malad.
341.
Yes. The president may, with respect to any state or union territory, and where it is a state, after consultation with the governor thereof, by public notification specify the castes, races, or tribes, or parts of or groups within castes, races, or tribes, which shall, for the purposes of the Constitution, be deemed to be scheduled castes in relation to that state or union territory, as the case may be. Heterogeneity is writ large in 341 itself.
Anything else in the first point?
Well, just one point. Your Lordship asked the question why the word deemed is there.
Right.
Well, I just wanted to answer that because it is there because
That's the learned AG wanted to know.
Because Malaj, it can't be changed till Parliament changes it. It's deemed to be. Nobody can tinker with it. That's the reason why deemed is there. Because 2 says Parliament may by law include or exclude. Till such time as Parliament passes, it's deemed to be. No state government, no central government can tinker with it after the presidential order. So that just to answer that question that arose. Now let's come to the second point that I was arguing.
Yes.
Namely, that this has nothing to do with reservation. Now kindly come, brothers, with the greatest respect, kindly come to the chapter. How it starts. Special provisions relating to certain classes. That's chapter part 16. Now, your lordships will find in this chapter wherever the Constitution wanted to provide reservations, it said so. I'm not saying that the union government cannot ensure that there are, that's not the point, Mullah. That power the union has, that power Parliament has, that's not an issue.
16.4 doesn't refer to reservation.
16.4 does. I'll show, Manas. That also is a misreading of 16.4. I'll show that presently, Manas. Just allow me to take this.
330 expressly says reservation.
Yes. Reservation of seats for scheduled castes, scheduled tribes in the House of the People. Kindly come to 331, 333, 2. Reservation of seats for scheduled in the Legislative Assembly. Then come, Manas, to 334, reservation of seats and special representation to cease after certain period. 335, claims of scheduled castes and scheduled to services and posts. And then, Malas, your lordship comes to the National Commission for Scheduled Castes, which is 338, which Malas does this exercise because that recommendation is sent to Parliament. Parliament then